Beloved students of class 11, today we will go through measures of dispersion, very important chapter of statistics. What is measures of dispersion? We have already completed measures of central tendency, and next part is to understand measures of dispersion. When we are going through the measures of central tendency, what is the idea of measures of central tendency? Central tendency means what? Central tendency refers to the value of a series which truly represent the series. So this is very important. Whether a measure of central tendency, suppose arithmetic mean, is truly representing a series or not is very important. If it is truly representing the series, if it is true representative of the series, then we can expect a good result from our investigation, because we are depending on the average value, on the measure of central tendency. We know it well that it is not possible to keep in mind every individual values, every individual items. So we depend on a central tendency, suppose average value. Now if this average or central tendency is not truly representing the series, surely you will be misguided as an investigator for any kind of investigation. This is why we study the measure of dispersion. Here we have to see whether the measure of central tendency is truly representing the series, whether it is reliable or not. Measures of dispersion. We will go through it. Measures of dispersion is a statistical tool to measure the degree of scatteredness of the values of a variable around a measure of central tendency. It is quite natural that all values will not be same. We have to say how these values or variable are scattered around the measure of central tendency, suppose arithmetic mean. Are these values are close to the arithmetic mean, average value, or very much scattered? If values are close to the average value, we can say this average value or this measure of central tendency is reliable to be used in statistical investigation. If not, if the values are very much scattered around the central tendency or a average value, variability is high, and these will not be a reliable measure of central tendency. Average value will not be reliable. So this is very important to judge the variability of the variable, scatteredness of the values of the variable. This is measure of dispersion. So when we are to go through the measure of dispersion, we must be very clear about our objectives. What is the objective of measure of dispersion? Our important objective is to understand the variability of the values of a variable in a series, to understand the scatteredness of the degree of scatteredness of the values of a variable. And accordingly, our objective is to understand the reliability of the average value or a measure of central tendency to go through a statistical investigation. This is very important objective. We have to understand the reliability of the average value. Also, we have to know the variability of the values of the variable. That is another objective also. Sometimes we need to compare the variability of the values of two or more different series. Sometimes it becomes important to make a comparison. Which variable is consistent, which series is values of the series is much more consistent, and in which series values are very much variable. So we like to compare the variability of the values of two or more series. To solve these purposes, measures of dispersions are of two types. According to the objective of the measures of dispersion, to fulfill the objectives of measures of dispersion, there are two types of measures of dispersion. Absolute measures of dispersion, number one, and number two, relative measures of dispersion. When we have to understand the variability of the values of one particular series, we use absolute measure of dispersion. But when you are interested to compare the variabilities of the values of two or more series, we need relative measures of dispersion. Why? We need a different measure of dispersion. Why the concept of relative measures of dispersion is coming? This is very important to understand. Every measure of dispersion, if it is absolute measure of dispersion, is expressed with some unit. If values of the variable are with the unit quintal, suppose quintal or kg, then measure of dispersion will be expressed with same unit. Now, if you have to compare two variables with different unit, how will you compare with the help of absolute measure? To make a comparison, unit must be same. So if two series with different units, you cannot compare them with the help of absolute measure. At that time, we need such a measure which is free from any unit, which will be only a pure number. Relative measure of dispersion is a pure number. It is free from any unit. Why pure number? Because it is always a ratio. Relative measure of dispersion is always a ratio. Ratio of absolute measure of dispersion and measure of central tendency. One important absolute measure of dispersion is standard deviation, and mean is the measure of central tendency. So when you take the ratio of standard deviation and mean, standard deviation is the absolute measure of dispersion. When you divide standard deviation by a central tendency, mean, it becomes a number free from any unit. Unit of standard deviation, unit of mean cancel each other. It becomes a pure number, and with the help of this pure number, we can compare the variability of two or more series with different units. So there are two types of measures of dispersion: absolute measure of dispersion and a relative measure of dispersion. Absolute measure of dispersion are of four types. Range, very simple measure of dispersion. Quartile deviation, based on quartile values. We consider only the two quartile values, half of the difference between two quartile values. Mean absolute deviation and standard deviation. Standard deviation is the absolute measure of dispersion, is the most important absolute measure of dispersion. Base measure of absolute measures of dispersion is standard deviation. Why is it best? It is best measure because of so many good characteristics. Standard deviation is based on all observation, is a good characteristics. Standard deviation is rigidly defined. Whatever be the method applied, answer must be same. Standard deviation can be treated algebraically. Standard deviation is not influenced much or affected much by the extreme values of the variable. Because of these good characteristics, standard deviation is considered as best measure of dispersion. And coefficient of standard deviation is relative measure of dispersion. When standard deviation is used for comparison, we need coefficient of standard deviation, that is standard deviation by mean. Ratio becomes a pure number and it is relative measure. So we started our discussion with the objective of measures of dispersion. Now, what is the objective? We want to understand the scatteredness of the values of a variable, degree of scatteredness of the values of a variable, variability of the values, whether the values are close to the average value or far from the average value. Accordingly, we will understand the mean value, average value is reliable or not. To make it clear, let us consider an example. Here is an example. See, we are mentioning here three series: series X, series Y, and series Z. What is happening in series X? Here all values are same: 4, 4, 4. All values are 4. Total is 12. When some of the values are divided by number of observation, we get the mean value. 12 by 3, 3 values are there. 4 is the average value. So if all values are same, arithmetic mean will also be 4. So all values and the arithmetic mean is same. No question of any dispersion, zero dispersion. Here arithmetic mean is the perfect representative of the series. No dispersion, zero dispersion. Now consider series Y. 3, 4, 5 are the individual values. Total is 12. Average is 4. 12 by 3. This average is close to the individual values. 3 close to 4. 5 close to 4. So here variability is the minimum. Values are almost close to the average value. Dispersion is minimum here. When dispersion is minimum, average value may be considered as a reliable measure of center tendency. Series Z, see the values 1, 2 and 9. Total 12, average is 4. 12 by 3, average is 4. But these average values and the individual values are not close to each other. Here individual values are far from the average value. 1 far from average value. 9 far from average value. 2 is also not very close to the average value 4. So here degree of scatteredness is very high. Variability is very high. Dispersion is maximum. If we compare these three series, here no dispersion, zero dispersion. In series Z, maximum dispersion, and in series Y, minimum dispersion. So if you compare Y and Z, here average value is much more reliable. Here average value is not reliable because here variability is high. Individual values are not close to the average value. So in this way, degree of scatteredness should be measured. And this procedure to measure the degree of scatteredness is called measure of dispersion. Standard deviation is a very important measure of dispersion. And the formula for standard deviation is this. If the series is individual series, then the formula will be this. Only values are given, no frequencies are given. Later on we will talk about discrete series and continuous series. Initially go through it, consider the individual series. If the series is individual series, if only values are given, then this is your formula to calculate standard deviation. Root over summation xi minus x bar whole square by n. Xi individual values of the variable. X bar is average value of the variable, and n is the number of observation. Root over summation of xi minus x bar whole square by n. It is called root mean square deviation. Standard deviation is root mean square deviation. This is the square root of the arithmetic mean. If you divide by n, a summation is divided by n, it is called arithmetic mean. It is square root of the arithmetic mean of what? Of the squares, arithmetic mean of the squares of the deviation from arithmetic mean. Squares of what? Squares of deviation from arithmetic mean. Xi minus x bar is the deviation from arithmetic mean. So it is root mean square deviation. It is the square root of the arithmetic mean of the squares of the deviation from mean. this formula may also be represented as such. Same result will be obtained. Either you can use this formula or this. Same is the formula. It has been reduced from here. It is root over summation xi square by n minus summation xi by n whole square. We prefer this formula. Why do we prefer this formula? We prefer this formula because if you use this formula, only one column to be prepared, column of x square. X is given, only take the total, only prepare a column for xi square. Take the total and use the formula. But if you use this formula, so many steps are there. First you have to calculate arithmetic mean. Second step, you have to take the deviation from arithmetic mean. You have to make a column for deviations of arithmetic mean. Then you have to make another column for the squares of the deviations. Then take the total and use this formula. So many steps are there. But for the sake of our calculation, we prefer this formula. Root over xi square by n minus summation x by n whole square. If the series is not individual series, discrete or continuous, when frequencies are coming, then accordingly formula will be changed, including the frequencies. So just understand this properly, what is objective and what is the meaning of absolute measure and relative measure. What is the formula to be used in case of individual series? Go through it. In next class, we will work out sums on individual series. Also, we will work out sums on discrete and continuous series using a defined formula for that. This much today. Thank you all.